Group of friends sitting down talking about the world. Big deep dick, leave me alone. We kind of
Dickin'.
John.
What's up, guys? You're.
Doc.
Yo, what's up? Yo.
Myself, Eugene. Said that fucking ring in my head. Hey y'all, welcome back to Big Deep Thinking. Right now we're contemplating a new intro song, and John's sitting here just spitting out tunes.
Just giving y'all, that's for free. The next one.
He's basically re-singing Doug.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of did.
Ow.
Oh, that is
What up,
wow.
Ethan?
Yeah. What up, Ethan? It's been
Yeah.
a minute. Nice to see you back. You came back at the perfect time. We're about to have a controversial discussion, the first one. But
Are we
first,
popping it off like that?
yo, you're popping it off like that, exactly.
Jeez.
I want to get out of the way. Let's get into the fun
Okay, I
stuff.
feel you,
You
I
feel
feel
me?
you.
All
Okay.
right, let's introduce the crew. We got John,
Big deep thinking. Pow.
Doc,
Yo.
Ian in the back, and myself, Eugene. All
We
right.
gotta have like a really weird music video too, where we're like walking through like frames or something like that.
Now I got to get you to fly up to Atlanta then, bro.
Oh yeah, that's true. I have to do that.
Side note, I've been telling you for years to come visit me.
Dude, I don't know if you realize, but at some point the world went into a crisis,
Correct.
For a year.
and for 2 years,
Depends on who you ask.
I was about to say, depends who you ask.
and it made it a little bit difficult. But I understand that.
A very convenient excuse, Doc.
I know, right?
All right.
Thank you, act of God.
Al Gore of excuses.
That's funny.
Right.
All right, let's get to the controversy. So, if y'all haven't heard, which I'm sure you have, there was a leak from the Supreme Court that happened, I think it was early last week or mid last week. I don't remember specifically when it happened. But there was a leak, and it was about Roe V Wade. So, quick backstory. So, right now, the Supreme Court justices are deliberating, arguing, whatever, came together to talk about the Roe v. Wade verdict back in whatever year it was, whether or not they want to reverse it. And there was some controversy when that initial hypothetical was released, but it wasn't too much controversy because they didn't believe it was going to happen. Well, fast forward now, the leak happens, and it shows how I think it was Alita showed how their opinion on the Roe v. Wade, and basically shows that it's in all likelihood gonna get reversed. I think right now it's 6-2 or something like that. There's 9 justices, correct? So it's 6-3. It's gonna happen. And first off, it's unprecedented that there was a leak from the Supreme Court justice, because that's never really happened, even though in the past few years there has been an increase in leaks in general. So that's in a way not a shocker. It's just kind of shocking that it happened with the Supreme Court. No, go on and say, you got a little joke? Go on, let us spit.
It was a that's what she said type joke. It was not worth it. You just had leaks all over. Just go for it.
Perfect topic to make those little jokes, huh? Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay, I'm back.
You back.
Straight face.
Okay, so the leak happened, and it was leaked to Politico, and we're not sure who leaked it, but there are some theories as to the purpose of the leak. We got 2 different theories, one being a right-leaning and Republican conservative theory, and one being a leftist, liberal, progressive theory. The theory from the right side of the hemisphere is that one of the leftist judges leaked it because they want to get the narrative out there to promote protests and all that kind of stuff. I'm trying to contain my bias, guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to pick my words carefully here. To facilitate protests because they want to fight this. And then the other side of the sphere says that Republican might have leaked this because they're trying to hold the 6 votes accountable. Like, if they change their vote, we'll know.
You mean for the same reason?
Whatever. Yeah. It's dumb in my opinion.
You seen that meme of Spider-Man pointing at himself? There's another Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then it sounds like both parties got what they wanted if the conspiracies are right. And it's
Right.
just out. Yeah.
But the reason why this is gaining so much, I guess, not traction, I guess trending so much on the internet is, 1, because of the leak, and 2, because of the protests / riots that have been ensuing from it. So I made a low-key joke on Twitter on my account saying, we're back at it again. Let's start this. Here we go again. Let's go riots.
Let's go riots.
Has anybody actually rioted? Like, have any cities actually rioted?
I mean, to the degree of riot, like people have been going out.
I've seen a lot of mass protests. Yeah,
protesting, and then obviously when it gets late at night, some things get out of hand, but not to the point of what we
saw last
exactly.
Like 2020.
Damn, it's so hard for me to. I keep forgetting
You're
the
trying
topic because jokes keep going in my head.
Bro, just spit them, man. Come on.
Fuck.
I'm gonna be silent till you say a
I ain't
joke.
gonna lie, if they rioting, I'm just gonna say the crowd that would riot from this and the George Floyd crowd, I'm gonna say I think the George Floyd crowd might beat this crowd. I don't think if they riot they can break a window. I think it's a whole bunch of the little kids on the skateboards that we've seen dressed in all black and a whole bunch of people who may be cosplaying as Barney at one point. I don't know. I just don't. I'd be interested in what type of riot they would have.
Yeah, but that's why I didn't want to use the word riot earlier, because I'm trying to, it's been protests. They've gone out to, I think right when the leak happened, immediately the Supreme Court house was fenced off. I think one of the judges, I forgot which one, they went to their actual, I think it was Kavanaugh, went to his actual house and started protesting outside of his house. They're trying, I guess on the right side, trying to claim they're trying to influence the justice's opinions, which is obviously a problem. You shouldn't do that kind of thing where they're trying to have. I guess the question I want to pose to you guys to get this conversation started is specifically about Roe v. Wade, because my thing with this is I personally don't understand the backlash of if the Supreme Court does reverse Roe v. Wade. I generally don't understand the backlash, because literally all it will do, it will go back to the states. If states want it legal, like California, it will be legal. If states want to make it illegal or some kind of restrictions, but to get the point across illegal, some states will make it illegal. Like I don't see the issue here, because clearly there's two different sides of this. Why does everything have to be federally? And I'll shut up and let y'all talk.
No, you're fine. I don't have, honestly. I don't think that most people know that if Roe v. Wade is stricken, that it will go back to the states. I don't think a lot of people understand it that way, because before today, I did not understand it that way. So, I mean, it may be egotistical for me to apply my level of thinking to the general masses, but I do not believe they think of it that way. They think that it being banned is like a federal, almost like the opposite.
Yeah, they think if... From my understanding of how the protests, and this is my interpretation of the protests, so I could be misrepresenting them, is it seems like they think the reversal of Roe v. Wade means like abortions federally are illegal.
Correct.
No, that's not how it's like. Just no. And I just don't get that. I
do understand the idea that it's going to go back to the states, and so it's not like, I guess to an extent as severe as people just assuming it's like federally illegal across the board. And then what was the other thought I had? It was like they're gonna ban it. They're gonna leave it up to the states, and it was just a draft, so it's not actually something that's happened yet. So a lot of people are preemptively like attacking it before it's even like considered and stuff like that.
Well, there has been a second leak. I should have pulled it up so we could apply that to the conversation.
Okay, because
there
has been a second
leak that confirms like the leak is true, that it's right now it's gonna be reversed so far.
The person leaked it, and then everybody was questioning the leak, and then said they came back and was like, no, I leaked the shit now. And come on, son, that's wild.
So it's even beyond the draft. Like it's for sure like gonna happen. Like how do they know that yet?
It's not that they for sure, but it's
just like it's going through the step, because I can imagine that there's several things that are being drafted that the judges are gonna be like, nah,
that is true.
So yeah, I feel like this is just one thing, but it does happen to be a hot topic. So
yeah,
me, when I saw it, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fucked up, and then I saw it was just draft, and I was like, It's slightly less fucked up, but I get like, they're probably just spitballing them, and I get that like them spitballing affects everyone's lives, but like, that's just kind of where I was like, okay, cool. Like my immediate like tension went way back down. My issue with them sending it back to the states is that some of the states at that point can enact zero tolerance, and that might be troublesome for like, women
Move to a different state. I understand the issue. I'm not trying to discount that issue, but I just, and I mean, you guys should know me by now. Like, I just don't like federal law, federal mandates, anything federal. Why? I think we always come back to this. My instant question always, why does it have to be federal? We're not a democracy. We're a republic. We are not a dictatorship. We're not a empire. Like, we're none of this. We are a collection of 50 states that are cohesively coming together to make this work. If one state wants to be different than another state, let them be. Why does
it's because it's kind of difficult though, man. Like, think about it. Like, okay, let's say like you're first generation American, like for whatever reason, what have you, like whether it was legal or illegal, like you're first generation American, you don't have the funding to build another life, or even sometimes to even venture to another state to get this done, let alone spend time to go through the process of getting all that.
So you want the whole fucking state to change for you instead of you inconveniencing yourself to better yourself? That's
but
why
my
I don't
issue
get
is
that.
that you have to leave at least some kind of opening so that there's like some benefit for you to actually stay where you are and make it possible to not go through with something that you're not prepared for, or like you don't think should happen.
I don't agree
Like
with
the
that.
like the heartbeat law. Like the heartbeat law, you said it's yourself. Like the 3 weeks to you seems reasonable, right? Well, once this gets reversed, the heartbeat law can go to no weeks if they really wanted to, because it's up to the state completely.
Yeah.
And so at that point, it's literally just completely illegal within the country. Even the small margin of time frame that was given that was considered to be reasonable doesn't have to be anymore. And so that's like a huge issue. Like,
the heartbeat
not
was a
everybody
state
has
thing,
the
not a
resource.
federal thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, once they take this away, they can just go and amend that law and be like, oh, well, we originally wanted no weeks, but we had to give something, so we gave 3 weeks.
Oh, who cares? Let them.
And
If you don't like it, then move to California where you can abort the baby after birth if you really care that much about it. Like, just go to where you want to go, where your morals and your...
You're talking about uprooting people economically and, like, socially. Like,
why are you living somewhere that doesn't represent your values? If you're living somewhere and your values aren't being represented, then move somewhere where your values are represented.
Emotions, like, people that you care about living in one state that you want to stay with. Like, dude, there's other reasons to be in a place that make it more tolerable. You know what I mean? Than having to be like, oh, I immediately have to stand on this fucking hill because this is where I want to die, so I'm gonna go live over there and just die on that hill.
So like, I'd rather change an entire state to fix my needs instead of me just uprooting myself to go to another state that already has my needs. I don't get that. I understand it's an inconvenience. I have family here. I have friends here. I have whatever you said, all that. I get that. But if it's easier to just move, it comes with its sacrifices, it comes with its difficulty, but if it's easier to just simply move from point A to point B that's more aligned with your values and morals and all that other stuff, do that. I generally don't understand why it's so hard to conceptualize moving. Why do you have to force a state to change if the state doesn't want to change?
Everybody,
it's forcing everybody. It's forcing everybody. It's not forcing everybody.
It's just to leave a margin for yourself. Like, you have a vote. Do you not have a vote?
So when does it not become selfish then? But that's but this is why this conversation or this opinion kind of annoys me, because you're okay with mandating it federally, which forces everybody under one way of life no matter where I move, instead of letting it be up to the states where they get to choose where they want to move. So in one way you're forcing someone to live somewhere.
Like, has this really affected you? Like, this isn't really.
But that's not the point. But that's not the point.
Like, dude, the thing about it, though, is that it opens up the door, at least a window, for people to be able to do things. And that's what's the issue.
Yes, exactly. Like, in both directions. You can either have it completely legal or you can have it completely illegal. Sure. Okay. What's wrong with that?
My boy.
Well, why not just leave it, like, marginally open?
Hey, Ethan says...
Sure, some states will have some restrictions. All right, here, let's go to Ethan's comment, then we'll come back.
Ethan says the original ruling was considered a judicial overreach by the SCOTUS. The states were always supposed to have the primary power to create laws governing the citizens.
Facts.
Abortion is argued that it is part of the unenumerated rights, while others argue that it is not because unenumerated is supposed to cover all, not just part of the population. I was just reading what my boy Ethan had to say. Chiming in for my boy. That's it.
I feel you.
I honestly come from the other way, man. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with like an umbrella rule. That's just like, oh, okay, like that's just the way. Like, we're just gonna kind of all
slippery
agree
slope,
to it.
my guy. Everything.
I know, you're genuinely afraid of it, and that's why you don't like it. But like sometimes it's just like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, okay, like there's this just general rule. At least it's not even like a full hard rule. It's just a guideline. Like, you know, Texas was still allowed to basically close the window as much as it wanted to, so that it was still feasible for at least some people, and at the same time, it still appeased the majority of the people within it. It offers a middle path, and that is why, like, it can be important. Like, it definitely does depend on the way the situation goes. I just think that, like, Roe versus Wade, yes, it doesn't completely close the gap for it, and I think that's okay, man. Like, I don't mind certain states being strict, and if people don't like the strictness, then they can leave. But at least, like, for the people that like are unable to leave, there is a margin for them to be able to do whatever they need to do.
No.
I disagree, man.
No,
like,
move.
No.
If you're in a state that doesn't support your morals or whatever, why are you there? Like, that, my issue then comes down to California. People who move from California to Texas who want to turn Texas blue. Why'd you move to Texas in the first place? There's a reason why you left California. Fucking stay in California. Leave the fuck Texas alone. That's my extreme example of that. I get that the extreme take is legal to illegal. It's terrifying to think of abortion as being illegal when there's certain minor cases of things. I get that. Some states will have those restrictions. Move to those states then. But for people who have the extreme opinion of make it completely illegal, if they have that extreme opinion, they'll move to those states. There will be ranges of states who make it some type of legal and some type of illegal, and some make it some type of illegal and some type of legal. There'll be ranges. It's not going to be black and white as California's it's legal no matter what, and in Texas it's illegal no matter what. That's if you want to add nuance to this, there are going to be restrictions, like the heartbeat bill you referenced. The heartbeat bill is 3 weeks. Yes, the striking down, reversing Roe might give them the ability to make completely of no matter what. That's questions? Hypothetical. But right now, all it's doing is giving the states the ability to apply restrictions. Because if we want to get into the abortion argument or debate, which I'm not trying to do, honestly, there is a very clear disconnect to what, one, where life starts, and two, when I guess just pretty much life, like when is it alive or not, and is it a human being or not? Like there's very two hard different sides to those questions to this discussion. Why are we making it federally to where, like, no, this one side is right? We have no solid evidence for any of this, but we're already saying this one side is right. Make it federal. No. Sorry, go on.
May I ask two questions? One, I guess you guys kind of covered it. Roe v. Wade being stricken, does it make it illegal? It doesn't make it illegal to have abortions, does it? Just like you said, goes to the state.
It makes it for the doctors to be illegal.
Dependent on the state.
What it does, it holds the doctors accountable. So, for example, with the heartbeat bill is the people who want abortion. So let's say a woman goes into a clinic and she gets an abortion. The woman will not be charged with anything. It's the doctor. He will be charged with, I don't know, let's just to get the conversation going, like homicide, murder, like malpractice, whatever you want to have you. He's the one who will suffer all consequences. So the point is deter any kind of doctor to perform abortions.
Got you. And then second question, in the draft that was leaked, did it have the other people's opinions in it as well?
It was just elitists.
So why do we know it was 6-3?
Some more information that come out. I can't tell you the specifics, honestly, but
that's why I was wondering. Like, did we get that from the draft that it was 6-3?
No, I haven't read it because we saw it with 90-something pages. 98. There you go. Boom. So I'm not sure if there was other information that alludes to that, or if they're just making it because they're conservative and whatnot. They're just making that assumption. I generally don't know.
So that number itself isn't like part of a leak. That 6-3 is just hearsay at this point.
Maybe.
Okay, cool. I didn't associate it, but I always thought it was part of the draft for some reason.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted to know. Doc.
I mean, it's still a draft, so unless it actually goes through, it won't really hit the fan. But I mean, it's already kind of getting up there. So we'll see how they do it. I mean, most states are, from what I saw, protesting, at least like the liberal areas, because for the liberals, at least for the ones that think it's like black and white, they're going out there and they're upset about it. I don't think it'll pass, but I mean, I haven't been keeping up with it because I read it and I was just like, dude, there's no way that'll pass. Like, part of my question too is why Roe v. Wade was even passed in the first place. Like, why that? I don't remember the case. Like, I know I read it, but like, I mean, I
Ask the
read
same
every day, so
question.
it's just like I don't remember why it
It's
was
under the
considered.
14th Amendment.
Yeah, here we can pull it up real quick. I got it on the side if you want to pull it up real quick, Ian.
They use the 14th Amendment to.
Or did you close that tab out?
But I don't understand like why the justices
Don't
were
worry
like,
about it if you
oh,
close
like
it
what
out,
was
don't
the
worry about it.
situation that they were like,
I'll
this is
summarize it. I'll summarize it real
the
quick.
right thing to do.
So there was this woman, I think it was Jane Wade, I think that was her name they used. She got pregnant with the third child and she didn't want it.
Hmm.
And
Jane.
She
Is what I'm smoking.
sued I forgot who it was, but obviously Wade. I think he was the I forgot who the person was, but they sued Wade because it was her right to pretty much get the abortion, and she I think initially lost the court, then went to Supreme Court, and eventually she won underneath the 14th Amendment for right of privacy, medical privacy. So that's pretty much what the Roe v. Wade thing was like. You have a right to medical privacy. So whatever you do, decision blah blah, blah privately, the government has no say in. That's what it's saying.
So then, would a loophole be like you can just go to that state and then fucking get the abortion
Like getting vaccinated?
Yeah, and then be
Sorry.
like, well, whatever. Like,
No,
you
I'm
can't-
right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you. Trust me. That's why all this is. This
Damn.
whole conversation is funny to me. It's
Click
so
the
funny.
CDC
It's
link
so
below.
funny where we apply this and where we don't apply this conveniently. It's so funny to me.
But that's the argument, right? When people are saying like my body, my choice, and then it's both people like somebody are saying with the vaccine, some people are saying it with abortion.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah,
I honestly think both
facts.
people have the exact same point. And it's just like if the anti-vaxxers don't want to get vaxxed, well then maybe the abortionists should be like able to choose whether or not they want it. I mean, guaranteed. Like, I do think it's a little different because abortion can lead to degeneracy in some ways, like especially if they just fucking keep doing it.
What was
I
that
understand
number?
Regulation on that.
What was that number, Doc?
5. Yeah, 5 it's not that degenerate, man.
That's pretty degenerate, bro.
So
It's pretty degenerate. I'll
Dude, five.
go out there and down this hill. That's pretty degenerate.
nah, it's fine, man.
Feel.
For the fifth.
You went past a hat trick. Come on now. You going for a record at that point.
No,
But-
I definitely don't think like it should be completely closed though for people even in states that are stricter on it. Like I
That's
understand
up to the
that
states.
like it's up to the state, but I mean at that point like think about California. Like California wants to pass that law where like if you move out of the state they still tax you.
That's
Like,
wild. Fuck
If
no.
if the state does that's up to the state. Like do you want the federal government? The federal government doesn't have power.
Whoa, whoa,
The
whoa,
state
whoa,
does
whoa,
it.
excuse me,
I don't
excuse me,
know. I don't
excuse
sit hand.
No,
I don't say
rewind what
whoa,
y'all said.
that
Rewind what y'all just said. Wait, so wait, hold on. So if you're born in California, you got to pay a California tax for the rest of your life? Is
No.
this
I
what
don't
you're
know how
telling
they
me?
did it, but it was
California
just a
decided to
draft as well. It was something that Gavin was
But
trying to pass
But that
because
makes no sense.
a lot of not I wouldn't even call it brain drain. It was more like just like really rich people were leaving California.
Yeah.
At the beginning of like 2020 because
Yeah.
it was just turning into a shit show.
Yeah.
And so many rich people and like CEOs and like industry titans were leaving the state, and he needed to figure out a way to keep money in there. So one of his proposals was to tax people on the way out, to charge them basically to leave. And that was like fucked up, because nobody wants to pay to fucking move. And
could you
so-
imagine? Could you imagine going to
You
a
know
club?
what? I'm okay with
paying
it.
to
Good
get
luck,
in.
Californians.
No, could you imagine going to a club, right? You pay to get in, right?
Consistent on that,
You get a
for sure.
section at the club.
Fuck California.
You get bottles. You get whatever it is. You eat food. You get hookah. All of this. You pay for your tab. You tip the bartender. You walk to the door, and security's like, "Yeah, I need
Your exit fee.
20% of whatever that just was that you spent tonight, and I just spent all the cash I had. Am I now stuck in this club?"
I honestly don't know how they collect. Like they would probably go after your assets that are in the state. And
Man,
be like, all right, well, we're taking one factory from you.
you know what? I'm a agree to not agree, but at least concede that to Doc. You're right, Doc. Let California do that. States have the right to do something. Good luck, Californians. I'm
But that's
never
what
going to
what I'm
California.
saying though is
Go
that
for
like
it.
if states if you completely leave it up to the states and they pull some bullshit like that, like California is one thing and we know that like California is
At
on
least it
one
happens
full end of
only
the
in
spectrum.
California instead of mandating it federally, and it happens the entire fucking country.
But what I'm saying though
Even
is
if they're
that
trying to tax the sun,
there are 50 states and one state sees them do that. Why wouldn't another one decide to also do the same thing?
If it
And then-
works, sure,
I'll shoot the
sure.
sun, Ethan. I'll
If it's
shoot that
working,
shit
sure.
down.
If
But then
it
it gets
doesn't,
weird, and
no.
at
It's a
that point,
bunch of
it makes
experiments
sense.
going on. Yes, I'm all for that.
At that point though, it wouldn't make more sense to just have a fucking federal law that says
No.
like, nah, none of that shit.
No.
What? What? That sounds
No.
ridiculous to me, man. Like
No.
at some point, I think like there is some justice.
Jumping
in
immediately
having...
to a federal thing sounds ridiculous to me. We have 50 states for a
26.
reason.
I mean,
Let
yeah, it
them
doesn't
do what
come
they want to do.
immediately.
Let's see if it works or not. If it doesn't work, well, guess what?
26, man.
I guess
But,
y'all
like,
can continue to try to make it work. And if
Dude,
it does
Roe
work,
versus Wade went and started at the state level and it made its way up. That's why there's that process to get to the Supreme Court. Or then at the Supreme Court, they decide supremely what's going to go across the board. It doesn't just happen overnight. They don't just walk into the Supreme Court when the issue starts.
but that's why they're trying to argue if they want to reverse this, because they're trying to see if they overstep their bounds, which, I mean, in my opinion, they did. But they're arguing it, so we'll find out. I think, like you said, you don't think this will pass. I think it will. And I'm okay with it, because let it go back to the states. I don't understand why we need to federalize everything. Why do we got to make these roundabout rules for people who we don't agree and people who do agree? Like, I don't get it. Like, clearly we're different. If anything I showed you in these past 5 years, 2016, no, it's actually been 6 years. These past 6 years, we are different. We are different. We are divided. So if we are so different and we are so divided, why are we trying to make federal laws for everybody? Let it go back to the states. Go back to the states. Move to the state that best represents your values. If it's going to cause you some kind of back turn or whatever, that's a bullet you got to take. Sorry, sucks to suck.
I feel like that's deconstruction, man. Like I understand the fear
Gotta
of
happen.
supremacy and stuff like that, but it's just like, dude, somebody's trying to hold the ship together. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
it
there's
ain't
50
federally.
states
It ain't
together.
federally.
What are you talking about? That's the only power that can. Like that's the
That's
only ability that can try at least. And
I don't
I
agree with that
understand
at
the
all.
tiptoeing of the fucking path to it because you don't want to just completely fuck everyone over for one issue. At the same time, though, like you also need to enact things in order to hold the framework together.
See, this is scary to me because the federal government was never supposed to have the amount of power that it has when it comes to anything,
So
specifically in
does the
regards to this
Constitution not mean
legislator.
anything to you? Like, does the Constitution not really matter because it's up to the state's Constitution?
What?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you need to have some kind of overarching, like, ruling,
Yes,
or at least some
okay.
overarching guidelines in
Okay.
order to be able to
We
work
have
together
that,
to
the
hold
Bill of
framework
Rights and all that.
together.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, does that
You said
because
that's
it
the
is
last federal
a federal
document.
document, does that not mean anything to you? Do you only listen to the state document?
So we have the Bill of Rights, the Constitution that we all abide by. Yes. My issue is when we try to make these superficial little amendments to these documents. For example, the Roe v. Wade was, I guess, passed or whatever you want to call it underneath the 14th Amendment, this whole right to privacy thing, which is sure, like if you want to make a decision, you're allowed to make that decision. But if states want to make that decision complicated I don't get this point across any more eloquently, but if the states will make it more complicated for the doctors to make that performance, sure. Just like you said, if California makes an exit tax to make it hard for Californians to leave, sure. If people don't like it, they'll stay. If people do like it, they'll leave. It will affect the state to the point where they need to change.
I would have shot the sun
If
down.
we have a
we all
set of
got
rules
no
for
son.
everybody, the Bill of Rights, then that's the rules. Those kind of rules honestly should never change, should never be like those rules are the rules. The problem is we're constantly trying to change the rules. We're constantly trying to reinterpret the rules. We're constantly trying to extend the rules. So like that's my problem. The rules aren't the rules. The rules are fluid. The rules are subjective. The rules are on a spectrum.
The Constitution, this is Ethan's words, by the way. The Constitution is not supposed to tell us what we are granted. It is supposed to tell the Fed what their limits are.
That's actually fact, true.
But it's a guideline,
do
man.
feel like
I
that was
do
a draw
think that
match,
like
like,
there's
even.
at some point as you play the game, like you come up with fucking issues, and you just need to fucking deal with it, and like that's
Not
what the Supreme
federally.
Court does.
30
And the
minutes.
federal government should not tell you what those issues are and how you should handle those issues. Let it, at the very least, the states. I don't even like the states doing it, to be honest with you, but at the very least, the states, because it's close to home. If I don't like you, I can go there and tell you why, or I can vote on it, or I can have it passed because it affects me and my community. I don't like federally because someone in California doesn't like how I'm living in Georgia, and now they want to pass a federal law to affect how I'm living here in Georgia. Fuck you. No.
Damn.
No.
We do love people from California, though. That was just in the hypothetical situation. That was a hypothetical fuck you.
Hypothetical, but shit like that's happening all the time, which is so annoying.
Don't worry, I got
When was the
it.
last time that happened, dude?
What do you mean was the last time that happened?
30 minutes.
Yeah, what was the last time of a law like that was passed that affected you?
Not a literal law, but the
Y'all gonna laugh at this next topic. You're not even gonna believe the next topic based on what the hell we talking about right now.
we'll use the literal one right now. The abortion thing. It made it right now. I guess full on sweep abortions. I'm reluctant to say legal, but it just made abortions more accessible. That's what's happening right now. And how it personally affects me, I mean, I haven't gotten an abortion, nor as far as I'm concerned, a girl I've been involved with got an abortion as far as my knowledge. If they have, that affects me. But the effect comes down to my personal beliefs, my personal morals. It's forcing me to live in a country who has a way of, a standard that I do not agree with. That half the country either does or half the country doesn't. So like I said before, why not go to the states?
But then at that point, like you're arguing the same thing that you were telling me. It's like, why not leave? Like, there's other countries, so like, why not move somewhere that?
Facts.
completely
Why
fits
not?
with what you want
Exactly.
to be?
But the problem is this was an overstep. The difference we have is you're okay with federal and I'm not, and that's the only difference. Like I don't like federal, like I just don't. And I also don't understand your whole point of how does this affect you? How does this affect you? How does this affect you? Like, what point are you trying to make there?
Well, my point is that for one, you're not a woman, so you don't have to deal with most of the brunt of this.
That's wild.
I mean,
that is
should
wild.
you be?
That is wild. Finish your thought.
Well, why? Because why is saying you're not a woman wild, man? Like you're not one. So you don't have to deal with 80% of the situation that's coming from this law. So you would only have to deal with the 30% in the emotional aspect of you wanting to maintain a child because of your belief system, which is totally, that's on you. That's your opinion and stuff like that, and that's the way you choose to live your life. So you would benefit the most from marrying somebody that agrees with that, or just even dating or at least getting into whatever fling with somebody who agrees with that. But you're not actually having to make that call for the most part. So like.
Facts. I agree with you. That's an issue. I personally, to bring up another issue, I think it's an issue that men don't have a say in abortions. I genuinely do. If you're completely transparent and honest, you're right. I don't have a say, and I think that's fucked up. If I was with a woman and she got an abortion and I had no say in it, I think that's fucked up. I think as a man, if I got a girl pregnant, I should have a say in whether or not that baby gets aborted or not. And I don't right now in this country, as it stands, have a say. And I think that's fucked up.
I mean, you don't have the majority shares, bro. Like,
I supplied half the DNA.
I don't think we
I
can
supplied
monetize
half
this
the
video,
DNA.
can we?
but you didn't put in all the work for
don't
like the 8
think
hours.
this
You're not going to put in the pain at the end
It's
of it. You know what I mean?
monetizable.
Like,
So that
that's yeah, dude. In a weird way, like I'm not gonna have to deal with it. I just kind of had the pleasure part, and that's all I had to deal with. So I
Wow.
mean, she's gonna have to deal with the other part. Where,
Bow.
you know what I mean? She's gonna have to deal with the other part initially, and then even the fallout for the rest of it and stuff like that. So I mean,
You're a good guy, Doc.
to me, I at least cannot completely take it off the board to be like, oh yeah, like let's just completely take off abortions and stuff like that, because something in me needs to be like at least a little considerate in that situation where it's just like that ain't me. I can't decide that decision. I can probably help maintain some restrictions and stuff like
I can't
that
decide in that decision.
push
I
into
don't
it, but I
understand
can't.
that.
Because, dude, I'm not the one doing it. Like, that's the thing. Like, if I'm actively doing it, then hell yeah, it's on me.
Bro, that's
I'm
bullshit,
the one
in
who's
my
taking care of
opinion.
that.
That's bullshit. Okay, then I guess my question for you, and let's tie this have this discussion be the end because we kind of talked about this longer than I wanted to and dove a little deeper than I wanted to. So my question for you then, and it probably doesn't, but this is a question I'm generally curious about, is for me the reason why I have this opinion is because of my, I guess, Christian beliefs. I personally think if a woman has an abortion without my say, it still affects my judgments in the end of end. Because I had a choice. I chose to have sex with this woman, whether in this hypothetical situation it was probably unprotected. Well, obviously she's pregnant, and she is pregnant now, and she's contemplating abortion, and I didn't have a say, and she got it without me consenting or whatever, without my opinion. Period. That will affect me. I personally believe that will affect me when it comes to my judgment. So my question to you is: do you not see how do I phrase this? A moral obligation to that baby when you get a girl pregnant. Do you not see a moral obligation to that baby when you get a girl pregnant? Yeah.
I'm honestly gonna say no because I just don't have.
That's wild. Okay, that's just different then. Okay, we have different opinions.
The same belief system. And like to me, like if you're using the logic of your religion, dude, there are even more preemptive mandates within your religion that tells you should have done that from the get-go.
Yes, facts.
So that's on you.
And I completely agree with you.
So like
the problem with that is certain mandates only affect me, whereas this mandates, and this is again where the argument kind of gets obviously back and forth, is if you believe what's inside the woman is either a human being, one alive, or just a clump of cells, or we're so divided on this issue that I don't understand why it's federally. They already when it's done federally, case closed on the argument. That's bullshit. Clearly, there's more to talk about here. And you're right.
I don't know, man. I think it was done initially for a reason. I honestly I haven't read the original Roe versus Wade enough to have it memorized and be able to be like, oh, this was the exact same reason. And this is the most just thing that's ever been passed or anything like that. The only thing I can say is that to me, the law, we've been running fine. I've lived my entire life with this thing in place and I haven't really felt too much of an issue with it. So maybe I am acclimated to it, but for them to revoke it, that will definitely be oh shit, okay, that's going to reverse a lot of things.
And I might have your opinion on that regard. No, it won't. It won't change anything.
Going the way we're going, I think it's still fine. We still have certain states restricting things, and I think we're honestly running fine with the status quo of it being in place.
In your opinion, you think everything's fine?
Yeah, in my opinion.
In other people's opinion, it's not fine.
In place is fine.
And so why do we prioritize your point of view of the status quo and not other people's? I guess we could say for sake of argument, my opinion of the status quo. You think it's fine? I don't. But you're okay with the federal government saying since you're okay, everyone's okay. That's weird.
37.
All right.
There are people that were voted into office to do this. So
and we just trust them.
Yeah, dude, that's how society works, bro.
All right. Sure. We talk about this longer. I'll keep my mouth shut. Any last points, anyone, before we close out?
38.
Anything you want to say, Doc?
Nah, man. Honestly, if it doesn't pass or if it gets revoked, I think the country will definitely be shook, and then that's when a lot of divides will happen.
I do think that too.
Maybe most states won't actually pop off or anything like that. I'm gonna just be cool. We're just gonna keep things the way they are. Know we can use knowing we can pull the trigger, but not doing it because we don't need to. So.
All right, let's give a quick shout out to Angel Blind since we're already more than halfway through. I got to do a lot of editing in that to shorten that up. That's going to be a long video. All right, this podcast is sponsored by Angel Blinds, a local Atlanta area small business. Their blinds help you get a new look for your living room, to your bedroom, to your dining room. They even have custom kids blinds with their favorite superhero or princess. With our promo code FDT, our audience gets 10% off their first purchase. You can find them on Facebook page Angel Blinds or Instagram @angels_blinds. Check out Angel Blinds. You changed it up a little bit.
Yeah, I got a little more soul. You know what I'm saying? I got the little rasp going on.
All right, let's change to something a little.
We finna talk about a Kardashian and a penis.
All right, sure. We'll talk about that one. That'll be a funny conversation.
Oh, it just seemed like that was next left. Oh, do you want to talk about something else? What was the other?
No, we'll go with that one. I was trying to. It was either between Ray J or the Kevin Samuels thing. But let's go with this one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So right, my boy, let me run point on this one. Okay, so My boy Ray J said he's tired. He's tired of everybody thinking that it went down how he went down. And I ain't gonna lie to you. This whole time I thought, for some reason in my back of my head, I knew that Chris and Kim was in on the sex tape because it was marketed. It wasn't just a leak on the internet. It was marketed. But they gave the vibe like my boy leaked it. You feel what I'm saying? And so this whole time I've been thinking that Ray J leaked it somehow, some way, and then they had to go along with it after the leak or whatever it was. They just ran with it type shit. My boy Ray J said, it's enough. It ends here. He said, he DM'd Kim. He said, tell these people to stop talking about sex tape number 2. You're messing up my business. I'm going to tell these people that your mama and you was in on it. I'm going to tell them the truth. And then you said I put a dildo in your butt while you were sleeping. Stop it! That's what Ray J said. And so, Kim, if you want to go to the DMs, do we have those?
Yeah, he should have them.
Boom. Look at him. Demons don't age.
Savage.
Ray J shares text. This is from No Jumper, by the way. Ray J shares text messages with Kim Kardashian and claims the 2000 sex tape was a partnership with Kris Jenner, and a second tape does exist? Question mark. I don't know if you can get the question from the voice.
I got you, Tone.
Okay, cool. He said, "Why you playing games, Kim? I've been nothing but a team player. All we had an agreement. Now you trying to drag my name for your new show, and that ain't cool.
It fucked up my business.
It fucked up my business and relationships when we sat down with your mama and we planned all of this together. Now you really are you're really taking this lie to the next level, making me look crazy. I don't want to expose the real shit that we did, but you are leaving me no choice. Kanye said you wanted the footage. I gave him all the videos and pics, texts, and from me because I was trying to make things okay. And all the videos, he's repeating it. Why did they do that when they do that? Now I realize, thank you, my boy. Now I realize this is another promo stunt for you. Unless you reach out to me soon, I'm going to take it to the level where it shows all of what we did and all of the meetings and convos about the plans, the dates, and the times of our meetings, and the whole lie you and Chris planned since the beginning. This is not a threat. You've taken it too far. You know what we did. Your mama controlled the whole sex tape. All right, so she eventually replies, damn.
We don't really need to hear a reply. She basically doesn't really acknowledge
nothing.
She just says
that she's going to paint him in a new light, and she thought that her episode wasn't as negative on him as he thought it was, and that it was Ray J's manager or former manager, I don't know, that brought up there was a second sex tape existing. So, basically the bitch been lying.
Well, as far as we know right now.
Hold on.
As far as we know.
Hold on. Let me find it. No, go ahead. Because you remember there's a part here where she contradicts herself. And
yeah, right there. She says, okay, that's not right there. But she pretty much says this alleged sex tape. It might exist. Then she says that Kanye picked it up. So it's like in one swell swoop, you say it's non-existent or something like that. And then the next.
Oh yeah, boom. My lawyers, when your manager threatened to release another tape that doesn't exist.
And then in the next paragraph over there right now, airs Kanye brings me the computer and says he got back from which shows you a positive light. So he did get something. So something does exist.
And then she said she was joking about the dildo comment. Let me tell you something.
It's not
What is that called? What's the word for that?
What?
Not the obvious one. Sodomy? That would be sodomizing her, correct?
She would be sodomizing him?
No, like if he put the dildo in her butt while she was sleeping, that's sodomy, right?
No, I thought the joke she did that to him.
What?
Maybe I misheard the joke.
I didn't hear it. Where is that? Play it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember the joke. Maybe I misheard it completely, or maybe it was that.
Type in Kim K, Ray J, and dildo. Ethan, do you know
Because
this?
I think that's why he was upset, was because she made
Hey, I
the
was
joke
joking. You
that,
don't gotta
asked
mess up
Ethan,
your
like-
search history like that.
yeah, don't matter. But no, I think that's why he was so upset. I could be wrong here, but I think that's
Oh
why he was
my
upset.
God. No,
She made
because
the
no,
joke
no.
that while he was sleeping, he'd put a dildo in his butt.
No, cause no. Nah, I ain't letting you go out like that, Ray J. I got you. Ray J #1 fan right here. So
Well,
he
you
said,
called him Sir Ray J?
so Ray J, the first. And so he said, don't you think, in one of his replies, go to the second page. He says in one of his replies, if I stuck a dildo in your butt while you were sleeping, don't you think you would have felt it?
She
Wait,
said
she
she was
said
not
that
sure
about Ray
one
J?
didn't exist, but if it did, she mused, what if I was fucking sleeping and he stuck a dildo up my... Okay, so she did say up her butt. Okay.
Okay. I was about to say, I was like, if the second vid
I was
is
an
Ray J
idiot.
getting pegged, that vid is fucking, yeah, it's gonna explode. And I was like,
I got you, Ray.
Holy
Don't worry
shit.
about it, my boy. And you know what? He got in and he got out. And Ray J worth some money now, too. Huh. But yeah, he really, I ain't gonna lie, man. That's a crazy, that whole family. He took care of that whole family generations. One summer. He said, you want to be okay for life? Give
So
me
you-
one summer.
So you believe Ray J?
Come on, son. Come on, son.
my
It's
bias-
not. It's so obvious this bitch lying.
It's obviously my...
Damn, I gotta stop calling her that.
Well, it's kind of hard because everything she does, in my opinion, is fake. That whole family is so fake to me. So my bias is I'm prone to
Hold it
believe
over my
anything
head.
that holds them in, I guess, a lying light. That's my bias.
Oh man, watch when Kanye dropped their sex tape. Finna be crazy.
Nah, I don't think Kanye would do that. Maybe not now. Old Kanye, maybe. I don't think this new found God Kanye would.
This nigga said Kimye forever. No, I'm playing, but nah, free my boy Ray J. He ain't do it. He ain't do it. It ain't go down how they said it went down, and I think they need to be held accountable for it. Honestly speaking, if I can really be honest, I think what they doing is lame. I think they got a new show on a new network, so they're trying to propagate this whole thing or bring this whole thing back up.
Give
But
it a second life.
Second life because of a second mixtape. I'm called second mixtape, and niggas really not jacking a second mixtape, honestly. And why? Like you can't just think. That's what happens when you think, and I can tell this is real. Let me tell you why. When content creators they only care about content, it dehumanizes them a little bit, and they forget certain cues, and they almost become, their lives don't even become believable anymore. That it's not for content. You can just tell it's for content. And when she did this for content, she did not consider Ray J. Now, how stupid would you have to be to bring this up again, knowing how it would actually affect him, and then be what? Or she's that smart and doesn't care, and also wants this to boost the ratings itself. So there's just and this is the same shit that niggas were saying for Donald Trump. He's a genius. Because regardless, no matter how it goes, we're talking about it. Even if it's the layer that she's lying, we're still talking about her lying. So, yeah, I don't know.
Such thing as bad publicity.
Maybe that's what this is. I don't know. And then at the same time, if you're thinking about it from a marketing point, it's genius. Because, God damn it, I hate this. And I'm not giving this to Kim or nothing like this. But it's genius because she releases the first episodes or whatever, builds momentum off the sex tape. And Ray J might be in on it. She lets Ray J have this conversation on purpose because everybody will look like he's innocent. Right?
Yeah.
So
You're
that's
thinking way too deep
extra.
into
I was about to say, there's some
But
4D chess going on here.
I'm not saying her. I'm just saying
Conspiracy.
no, but I'm not saying her, but I'm just saying how it's going to actually benefit them.
Yeah.
Because if we all now know it's fake, they've killed the rumor. Meanwhile, they've still got the publicity off the sex tape. And they ended the rumor. Who's going to question a second or third sex tape when we got Ray J going crazy in her DMs and she basically not denying or accepting anything. Just nobody's going to think of it. So in my opinion, I don't know. Somehow, some way, there's no bad publicity for them, like that they can't turn into something. So I don't know. Like even this with itself
sure.
is
They're
crazy.
definitely back on top. Like they're in people's mouths again. Just fucking all of this stuff. I'm not gonna lie, this is
Gangster.
good drama. Like this is some
Gang
juicy ass
shit,
shit. Like
Facts.
this should be a
Facts.
movie. It's just like, damn.
I mean,
If
technically
they
it is
both
in a way.
plotted it, that they'd be geniuses, dude. Just like PR geniuses.
Yeah, why are we talking about Chris? Honestly, if this let's take it as it's true. That's what.
The fucking.
Why are we
Yo,
talking about
who is
Chris exploiting her daughter?
I wonder who whoever the person is on Earth that has secretly killed the most human beings is the association I have with that woman. That woman for me is so
Maniacal, malicious, conniving. I'm trying to get their sentiment.
her strings are so long. The strings she pulled, but they're not because you can see her. But it's just like, yo, I put it like this: she's a fucking mob boss. Like she's like, you can't really touch her like that. Not like, oh, you want to touch her or something she did, whatever. But like, she's just never too far away, but always just like there to enough to manipulate or take care of a situation. Like she's there for everything,
Not
dude.
a crazy comparison. Hot
What?
take. Kind of like Ghislaine Maxwell.
Pimping ain't easy.
I think that's when we change topics right
we should change
there.
topics
That's
right
when we
there.
change topics.
We should change topics right there. What I said was insensitive.
Well, hold on. You got anything hot to add, Doc? I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just laughing. This is kind of wild. But yeah, I feel like honestly they'll probably. What do they even do? Like, what does Ray J do? Like, if honestly Ray J.
Oh, Ray
has
J
some
has
business-
the most popular headphones in the world right now. Raycons.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that's him.
Hmm.
I thought like if he had a
See?
business that was
You
like
see?
a sex education business or some shit like that, then this is generally fucking his life.
No, he's just
But
trying to
no, he's fine.
build family businesses and family ties, man.
Yeah, he's just dealing with his karma, and so is she.
It's funny that she said holding it over her head though. That's how the tape ended. All right.
All right, let's jump into something a little different. So, unfortunate news happened last week that I did not believe until John texted me in the morning confirming it, which was the death
I
of
felt his body, his spirit leave.
Kevin Samuels.
I woke up, I said, whoa.
So, for y'all who don't know who Kevin Samuels is, he was a popular YouTuber who, how do I say this to be fair? Because people associate him mainly with criticizing women in the dating market,
Black women.
black women.
Yeah.
But he also has content of him criticizing men. It's just that he gained popularity when he switched to women, because as the saying goes among some people, you can't criticize women.
And I'm not being racist or nothing. Like, that was literally
That was
his
his
genre.
stick. No, because he wants to help the community. His whole I watched him, and some of his things was he wants to better the community, and being better in the community, he pointed out like where areas where we're doing wrong and we need to start being better.
It makes a lot of sense because when I saw his videos, I was like, why is he only talking to black people? Like, I didn't get it.
Yeah. But he'd talk to anybody. If you called in, like he'll talk to you. Like there's white women who called in. There's been Mexican women who called in. Like if you'd called in, he'll talk to you and he'll give you his opinion. But his
he was rude. He was rude. He was crass.
He was
very
crass,
abrasive.
Yeah.
But he provided information to, or what he believed his opinion was, or his information, because he was a PR person, I believe he was, like his actual job.
Yeah. Well, he used to be, and I think it was in sales, and then he transitioned to PR, and then he started doing the YouTube thing.
Exactly. So he was just offering his opinion on stuff, what he thought was, and people would call in and argue with him, and whether he was right or wrong, I guess it's not the point about the video. But I would.
Yeah, the reason why I wanted to bring this up as a topic of conversation was mainly the hate. I was trying to find a word to preface the word hate, but like just the straight hate that came out from Kevin Samuels dying. And we got one video right here of Vivica Fox as an example of, like, in my opinion, y'all tell me after you guys watch if you agree or not, and you guys also in the chat if you agree with, like, if this is her just being hateful. And this is her opinion of the death of Kevin Samuels. So let's watch this video first.
Oh, this is actually post-death.
Yes, it's post-death.
Damn.
This man was a hypocrite. In my honest opinion, he really was. I didn't find anything about him to be healing. He insulted African American women on a consistent basis. One of his last statements that he said was that if you're over 38 and you haven't married or something like that, that you're no good,
something like that,
disposable. To me, it was a shock jock. And, I hope this is teaching folks a lesson about the karma that you put out, the negativity that you put out in the world, that when karma comes knocking at your door, she might not be so kind. So, the fact that he killed over real quick and was supposedly with a woman that we don't yet know the nationality, rest in peace.
All right, pause. That's it. That is, the second time seeing that again, bro. Instantly, I'm fucking heated. Like, wow.
Well, I'll say this about Kevin Samuels. I don't think that what he said applied to a lot of people. As in, I don't think everything he said applied to everybody. I believe.
Yeah, the dating sphere period, like a lot of these opinions people have when it comes to the dating market, it's like everyone's different. Of course, there are some general things, but the problem is early on in dating, you're still trying to figure out what you like and don't like. Like, I remember when we first started talking about dating, I remember one thing Doc couldn't answer was, and I'm not trying to be a jab at Doc, was just specifically what he's looking for when it comes to a woman. Because he hasn't, I think what you said verbatim was, you haven't actually sat down and talked about it, which we both said what we're looking for specifically was, me, I just wanted her to be present, and you just wanted to be, I forgot what you said, to be honest. Understanding. Boom, there you go. Like, we actually thought about what down to, I guess, a word, what we wanted. And that's dating. That's what it is. There's not going to be like a clear-cut thing how it is. There are some general things that he tried to stick to, like generalities. He stuck to generalities.
Yeah, I was about to say he definitely leaned in towards, like, I'm sure once he saw the reaction he was getting on the views, he was getting paid for his views. Obviously, he's a YouTuber.
Definitely more plastic.
He probably leaned towards being mean and rude and crass, and I'm sure his message could have been better received if he had packaged it nicer, or if he wasn't so, leaned into the combative nature. But that really wasn't the point. My point was, like, if it applied to you, then it applied to you. If it didn't, then it didn't. If you can be mad about somebody's opinion if it doesn't apply to you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're happy with your life, you're doing this, you're doing that, somebody saying that if you fall into a category, somebody describing that as, oh, you're not going to get something. If you actually have the ability to get it, then his opinion actually doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying? Unless you feel like he was swaying the opinions of the men that you would be interested in, that would be interested in dating you. If they would be interested in dating you, they'd be interested in dating you. So, like, that's what I'm saying. So it's kind of like weird that people would call in, and I guess entertain it, but it's kind of weird that people call in to argue. It's not about being right or wrong, yeah, but it's just like he's just telling you his opinion, his dating opinion, and he tried to use his little statistics and stuff to back it up or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just, that's what it is. So it's and I understand black women. I'm not saying I understand what they're feeling. I'm saying I understand what the situation, knowing the information about the situation, about how he is perceived by black women, that I understand that they would feel elated somehow, or somehow there'd be like a sigh or something. But to see it verbalized instantly, like, for example, I found out from DJ Academics on YouTube, Kevin Samuels' name was trending, right, on Twitter. I had to scroll down maybe for like 2 full minutes before I seen that he had died.
Because I thought it was a joke at first, personally. That's why when you sent it to me, I asked you, like, is this real? Like, are you sure?
All of it was just hate. And I was just like, okay. Did he say some crazy shit again?
Yeah.
I literally did not know he died until scrolling down for full 2 minutes, because it was just hate being on his name. And I never seen a reaction to somebody's death like that. Like, you would have thought he really killed people.
Were you on Twitter?
Yeah, I was on Twitter.
That's probably why.
Yeah, it makes sense. Elon got that bit.
I know Elon bought fucking Twitter, and people are threatening to murder him left and right. So,
jeez,
it's just a cesspool.
I guess my opinion, and then I guess we can get one.
He's gonna lose a lot of money on Twitter.
Elon?
Yeah.
Probably. I mean, I don't have any faith in Twitter like that, so we'll see. I guess my only opinion about this that I want to tackle is, I think I said this to you when we were walking to Walmart that one day, which was, it's wild how someone who has never affected you at all, verbally, physically, and like anything like that, and you feel compelled, motivated, passionate about some level of hate towards this person. That's so wild to me. That speaks more about you than it does about him. And that's why I want to talk about this, because I just, like you pointed out here, you went on Twitter and you just went scrolling for like a while and you're just like amazed with the amount of hate you saw. Like, what did he do? I guess a question, which I guess, no, I can't really post you. I guess ask the community as a whole, that his fan base is, what did he, or his haters, I mean, what specifically did he do that calls for this hate? He didn't hate black women. He was critical of them.
He told, and whether he hated them or not, we actually, that's for him to, like, we don't know.
I mean, it depends what woman he was with that night, let's be honest.
But, he categorized certain women as low. I guess it was assessing values.
He never categorized them. I think I know what you're getting to. He pointed out a statistic where black women majority are undesirable compared to other races of women. They're at the bottom of the totem pole.
I mean, that's true on like dating apps and stuff, but no, literally he was talking about, no, I'm not even talking about like race. Okay. I'm talking about literally like age wise.
You're talking about his actual like
yeah. Okay. Like he would tell you like
his metric or whatever you want to
call it.
Yeah,
so he would tell a person like that maybe, oh, why are you looking for a millionaire? Why would a millionaire want you? Basically, I think from what I got, and I don't watch too much of his shit because I just wasn't entertaining for me, but what I got was essentially he would ask the person who wants the value that they want, why would that person want you? And if you couldn't answer that question properly, then you had some shit to work on. That's what I got from it.
Basically, I think that's a good summarization. Yeah,
I mean, that makes sense. I think
he's in a very abrasive way, like you said. Sorry, Doc.
Yeah. From what I saw, like, he was abrasive, and like I only saw a few vids when he was like basically just telling people, like, guys to man up and stuff like that, like the gist of it. But I think he confronted a lot of women and built the public opinion of a traditionalist, and given like, you know, leftist media, I think he was the resistance to it, and I think that's why he's getting so much hate for.
Which is kind of funny.
I just hope he ain't die off a Viagra pill.
Blue Chew.
Man, I hope one of them sponsors ain't kill him, because my boy, they fell on her, on top of her, and
yo, that's you don't fall on situation.
You don't fall on top of nobody standing up. I don't think so. So.
He wasn't standing because he wasn't wearing those fucking grip socks.
Bro. Yes, the clap cleats. My guy Doc with the tie-in.
If we can ever get the clap cleats to sponsor us, oh my God, we gonna fuck some shit up. You see? It's just like that. I'm
instantly wearing them every time. Instead of these socks, I'm wearing those. I'm wearing those instead.
Clap on.
Vivica Fox doesn't look the way I remember she did. I always remember her in Independence Day.
No, that's why it's kind of funny. Ethan made the comment about, like, is she more plastic than human skin? And I was like, yeah, definitely more plastic.
Exactly. He's on the button, man. And she definitely looks faker now than she did then. I was like, holy shit.
I'm not going to stand for y'all degrading this sister.
All right, let me read a couple of Ethan's comments.
She's still hot, but she's just definitely
debatably
more. She's 20% more plastic now, so.
Yeah. All right, let's read a couple of Ethan's comments. Let's get one last topic and let's close out. The only time people get pissed about what someone has to say is when they see themselves in that opinion. She mad because she sees herself as the negative stereotype that he talked about. This is the liberal mindset. If you don't like what someone has to say, hate on them, silence them, deplatform them, and attack them. I biasly agree with that. I acknowledge. And then grip socks. Clap cleats, man. Have y'all ordered clap cleats? I've low-key was tempted. I'm not even going to lie to y'all.
Son, you get them shits at the hospital.
What?
You ain't seen the bottom of them? They look like hospital socks. But
my grandmother
with toes.
gets them. And then,
when
I was
really
young, my grandma used to get a bunch of those. My grandparents in general. And they had so many that they would, like, give them to us. So I actually had some when I was a kid, and then when I saw them posted like specifically designed for sex, I was just like, oh man, like I grew up with those things.
Well,
Never thought of using
fucked
those.
up,
That's
yeah.
hilarious. I never thought of that. I think I
Life
got those in the
comes at you
closet still.
fast.
Yeah.
All right.
Go get those.
Speaking of life coming at you fast,
Speaking of life coming at you fast, so
German woman convicted of sexual assault for poking holes in partner's condom.
you want to take this one away too? Go for it.
No, I'm good. I just wanted to
Let's read the title.
lead in there. Yeah.
All right, so a woman in Germany who poked holes in her partner's condom has been convicted of sexual assault. According to local reports, the woman was handed a 6-month suspended sentence by a court in Western Germany for intentionally damaging the condom in hopes of getting pregnant. While handing down the ruling, the judge noted that the case was unique as it presented an instance of criminal stealthing carried out by a woman. So real quick, so stealthing. So I had to look this up because I was confused. Like, what do they mean by stealthing? So before we started the podcast, we looked it up. And stealthing was when a man would slip off the condom and then start raw dogging the girl. A man can get sued for sexual assault for doing that, and that's where they utilize the term stealthing.
I thought that was a broader term of just like some shady shit that happened.
I think in this regard, that's how they use it. Maybe it is used in a broader regard, but in this kind of discussion, I think that's what was mainly used for. I could be wrong. I'm just saying that's like what I found.
The legal version.
I see why they. Never mind.
Go for it. Let it rip, man.
It's a nerdy joke.
Who cares?
See why they called him Snake.
According to Germany newspaper Bild, if I'm saying that right, Bild, I think it's Bild. The woman, 39, was in an open relationship with a 42-year-old man. Her name was Melanie, and his name was Florian. When she developed deeper feelings for her partner that she knew were not reciprocated, Melanie secretly poked holes in the condom he kept by his bed. Real quick. Do you guys not hide your condoms? I hide my condoms. Like, I don't have them in a drawer or is out in the open. Like, I specifically put them in a place where they're hidden. And if it's that time, like, I go into the condom stash. Like, they're not just easily accessible. Like, am I the only one? Like, do y'all do that?
Nah, dude, I put one on every morning and I leave it on. And then I do one the next day, so I'm always ready.
No?
I
was looking at John.
I hide them for like
right now.
I hide them for discretion, but I'm not genuinely trying to like keep somebody away from them. So, I guess I'm not that. It's probably not that good of a hiding spot.
Well, I mean, to be honest, my thing was a discretion, not because I didn't want them to get to, but it was just like I don't know. It's just I have them in a place where they're not easily accessible. So for completely, not because I think our girls are gonna poke holes in them. To be honest, like what girls would have poked holes in my condoms? Let's be honest here. But for discretion purposes.
But back in the day, no, I don't think I did.
You just let him just.
I mean, it just wasn't on the table or nothing like that, but I don't think I did. It would just probably be on like my like if I had like a little desk thing by my bed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I never hit them.
Okay, I guess I'm the oddball then.
She don't apply to me now, my boy.
Fair. She had hoped to get pregnant but was unsuccessful. Weeks later, when they broke up, she texted Florian and told him she was pregnant and that she had poked holes in his condom. Well, I'd be pissed. Sheesh. The man then pressed criminal charges against her, and the case ended up in court. The case presented a quandary as prosecutors were initially unsure about what charges to levy against the woman. It seems kind of obvious to me. The judge decided that The judge decided that a charge of sexual assault was applicable in the case after reading about stealthing, which is generally associated with men removing a condom without consent. Boom, see? Boom. Full circle. This provision also applies in the reverse case. The condoms were rendered unusable without the man's knowledge or his consent, the judge said in her decision.
Sounds like equality to me.
Hey, right?
Yeah, I mean, I've actually heard horror stories like this. Like, my own mother has told me, like, certain situations to keep out.
Hot sauce.
But yeah, and the hot sauce. But it's just one of those things where, like, I'm kind of more happy that, like, people in the mainstream are seeing similar, like, the deviousness of certain women so that they kind of understand that both parties have the potential for it.
To be deviant?
Yeah, exactly. So that there's just more equality, really, when it comes to decision making. So it's not just instantly just like the guys at fault for everything. The guy's doing this.
I have a question. What if you rip through the condom? What is that like? It's not stealthy.
I mean,
It's
it'd be hard to argue in court because you obviously had to argue intentions. Did you try to rip the condom or did it just rip? Obviously,
I tried to rip the condom.
Involuntary stealthing.
That's a good question. I generally don't
Yeah,
know.
do they add involuntary to that shit and make
Yeah,
you push
because I
him?
was thinking of like involuntary manslaughter.
That's a different charge. You
No, I
gotta
know,
take
for
that
sure,
nigga
for
to
sure,
a
for
different jail.
But it's just like involuntary. Like I wonder if it's like that version of that crime. You know?
They gotta take him to a different jail. That gotta be a whole different jail just for them niggas. Cause I'll tell you what, that jail finna be full. Full involuntary. We broke through the condom, you catch a charge? Sheesh.
Double
You
up.
getting the weakest stroke from me. Oh my God. The weakest stroke. I'm barely putting a toe in there.
No effort. You do all the work.
I
That
ain't
way I
doing
can blame you.
Nah.
You're the one who was doing
Shit.
all the work.
You gotta sign consent forms at that point. If you playing like that. God damn. Rip through the condom, go to jail.
So the reason why we talked about this was because of the link you initially sent me before we got this article. Was this is the first time a woman, specifically in Germany, has been charged with sexual assault, which I think is wild.
That's the first one to do it.
Okay.
That's obvious.
Girls aren't out here trying to slip.
No, that's the first one.
Very first one.
Hey man, y'all need to carry hot sauce in y'all's
That is
pocket.
the very first one to commit any type of sexual assault in Germany.
Hey man, hashtag believe all women.
Germany. That's pretty important in Germany. Man,
German
I
women are
honestly
crazy.
think he probably wouldn't have gotten in trouble, or like it probably wouldn't
I
have
was
gotten
joking,
to this
y'all.
point if she hadn't sent them the text. Like if that line where she deliberately sent them text
That's a good point, actually.
specifically say she committed a crime, I don't think it would have gone this way.
Yo.
I think they would have blamed the guy.
Dude, I agree with him. I actually do.
Can
I
I-
actually do.
Can I ask y'all to go somewhere with me for a second?
Yeah, let's go on a journey.
Could you imagine his reaction, remember, in German, to finding the holes in the cup? There's a switchel in my... I think that would have been the most funny shit ever, dog. This nigga finding out there was holes in his condom in German. Oh my gosh, that house was probably dying laughing. I hope she didn't get pregnant, but I would have cried laughing. I can't even stop thinking about it now.
Bro, I'd have been
Speaking
so-
of that scene from *Inglourious Bastards* when Hitler's just like nine.
Honestly, it kind of makes you think of, what was that show, Blue Mountain State? It was a show.
Saw it.
It was a show where I think they followed a community college football team, and obviously it was fake. It was just a sitcom kind of thing, and they got a new quarterback, and
Was that name of the show again?
no. Definitely, I think he's just making a comment. But I think it was called Blue Mountain State. The show was called Blue Mountain State. And literally the scene is the new quarterback. I think he gained fame because he made an awesome play. They didn't show, obviously, this show. And he goes up to have intercourse with a woman. And the captain comes out, who's a real tryhard. And he's like, no, stop. Show me the condom you're going to use with him. And she reluctantly gives him the condom. He pulls it out, folds it out, fills it up with water, and it just starts leaking.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
And it's funny, like, this has been a thing. It's so
That's
funny
wild.
how this has been a thing for years. Like Ethan's joke
not
about
in
here about how
Germany.
back in the 80s, the welfare kiddies used to do that all the time. Like, it's been a thing. But we're now getting, in Germany specifically, the first convicted woman.
Read what Ethan said one more time.
I know I read it, but
No, back in the 80s, the welfare kiddies used to do that all the time. Jeez.
yeah, because you, depending on how many kids you have, you get a check for it.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a certain amount of kids, the government will pay you if you're a single mom.
But not in Germany, because it just happened for the first time.
I don't know about German laws, so maybe.
No, but this crime has never been committed in Germany.
I see what you're saying. My bad.
Duh.
You're right. I apologize. And that's not a joke. He's having all the time. No, you're right. You're fucking facts, Ethan. No one's here joking. We're looking. Oh, he's got the clip. Yes, we'll close it on this. Put that in the tablet. Let's show everybody. Yeah.
Did this make
There's
it to,
no way we
their
can
Supreme
monetize
Court?
this video
'Cause
at
If
all.
it really is the first time, I'm pretty sure some top people gotta be talking about this.
Hey, we didn't say the N-word the whole episode. Nigga.
Damn, bro, you're doing so good.
I know, I had to get one in there. I
I
mean,
feel you, though.
we talked about everything, so I just figured.
Maybe you have to close one of the tabs. That sounds stupid, I know, but try closing one of the tabs, maybe.
You want to drag in? Boom.
Or I guess you gotta.
Yeah.
Ian found the clip I was talking about from Blue Mountain State, and it's just like perfect. We'll end on that if we can get this to jump to the tab.
Oh, I thought there was a video of the German people.
Here, I guess it's in your history, right? Just pull up another tab on YouTube and go to your history and pull it up. Yeah, boom. Easy peasy, problem solved. Okay, it just popped up. All right. Oh, you saved the link.
There's no way we get this.
No, why not? There's nothing wrong. It's fair use. Yeah, pull it up. We'll finish on this.
Is there not even a plus 18 thing on this video?
It doesn't show anything. It's just showing a condom. Does that need to be plus 18? I guess so.
I
Maybe.
guess I'm fucked up then, huh?
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and play it, Ian. 45 seconds. We can do 45 seconds.
As far as closets go, his is really nice.
Oh.
It is. Condoms. Let's see them.
Excuse me?
Let me see the condom you plan on putting on my quarterback's weenie.
Oh shit, it's this dude.
Sorry. Ah, yes.
Oh my god.
Shit!
Just put a baby in me, please.
Oh, I don't know
I'm
about
in
that.
love with you.
Oh, good.
We can have a really great life together.
Zip it, psycho! Find another famous person's
Oh,
life to
fuck.
ruin.
Ethan said
Get
no
out!
audio. I hope that's not true.
Get out of my house!
Jesus.
All right, you can pause it.
It might be because it's going from Discord to YouTube, maybe.
World's a dangerous place, Maria.
I'm going to have to find a way to edit that in and after this if that didn't have the audio. That's unfortunate that no audio.
It's so weird because I see that guy in an Amazon show now called Reacher.
Stop it. Stop the video.
He's like a completely different person. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, click off. We don't want this freeze frame frozen on our
I don't know if you noticed, I've been having a hard
Nah,
time
dude, make
looking
that-
at the goddamn.
Make that the thumbnail, bro.
Yo, that'd be a funny ass thumbnail for this conversation.
Nah, y'all forget where we came from. Remember how we started this journey?
Yeah.
Nothing here was funny. All these laughs were fake.
All right.
We
Any last
edited them
takes?
in.
Any last points, Doc, John?
I got one last
good.
point. In the 80s, the welfare kiddies used to do that shit all the time.
Doc.
I'm good.
All right. Appreciate
All
y'all
right,
for.
Ethan. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, Ethan was funny today. You had something going on, bro. You had a good day, I think. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching Fake Deep Thinking live. Make sure you guys hit that like button if you haven't already hit it. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Also share. Let's get some exposure going on, and also hit the notification bell to know when we go live, when we post our videos. We got TikTok, Fake Deep Thinking, and Instagram, Fake Deep Thinking. We'll see you guys next time to listen to our nonsense, our controversy, and us being dumb. Peace.
Peace.
Welcome back to FDD. Just a group of friends sitting down talking about the world. Fake Deep Thinking, leave me alone. We kind of,
Dickin'.
John,
So guys, you're
Doc.
Yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo. Hey, what's up? Yo. Yo.
What's up, Eugene?